Your name, please.
Boo Cruz.
Where are you located?
In the Mike Weber.
Hello. I tell you.
Your name, sir?
Hey, Shelley. We'll get him. Okay, let's go.
Okay. Go. Now you've got a couple of hours to think about it. What are your thoughts?
Well, we're pretty excited. You know, it was a great comeback by our team, probably the greatest we've ever had. And to win that thing when you're almost out of it is quite an experience.
Were you getting a bit nervous in the second half, fourth quarter?
Well, we were getting a little bit apprehensive there towards the end because we weren't really moving the ball as well as we'd like to. We were having too many turnovers against us. But when it started, it was something.
Coach, has a win like this given the Cowboys the incentive and momentum we've been talking about all year long?
Who knows? I hope so. If it doesn't, I don't know what could.
How about the momentum? You know, you talked about it last week. You think we'll have it this coming week?
Well, let's hope so.
All types of clothing, non-perishable items, food, and tents, sheets. Principally, we would need medical supplies, pharmaceuticals.
Dr. Rodriguez said that if people wish to give money, checks should be made out to Dallas Friends of Nicaragua and mailed to 380.
Twelve days ago, I went out to my car, to go to school, and this was sitting outside in front of the car because the car was locked. And then the next day, I went out and there was a box wrapped up in my car, and this is a partridge in a pear tree. And then the next day it was this. This is a two turtle dove, and it's supposed to symbolize two turtle doves, and it's made out of orange peels. This is a 3 French hen with a French flag, and it's just a hen. Then this one was on the fourth day, and it's a calling bird on a telephone, 4 calling birds.
Do you suppose you'll ever find out who did this?
I don't know. My father thinks I will, but I don't know. Nobody's come calling at the door or anything, so I guess if they do, I guess I'll know, but maybe somebody will call. Chasing down the street, whoever it is.
Right.
Just fine. Greatest basketball team.
Is that right?
Yes. Yes. Whole state.
Do you play basketball?
No, just watch.
Well, good morning, Jim. How are you today?
Pretty good, sir. Hey.
Fine. Did you come up to see me for any particular reason?
All right, we want to talk to you about your retirement. See
Oh,
how you
well.
feel about it. Now, after you, all we need to do is get a little more film.
Very good. From May 28th, 1928 till December 31st, and on January the 1st,
Was you forced to retire, sir? Him forced to retire?
are you talking, you want me to talk to the public? Talking with Judge Duval, I said, well, I think I'll just maybe write a book about judges I have known, their virtues, if any, and their faults and failures. and Judge Duval said he hoped I'd go light on him. And now, I don't know, several people have asked me to write the thing. I don't know whether I will or not. It's just hanging there.
You don't have any immediate future plans?
Not necessarily. The main thing I'm going to do is I've been married to the same woman 56 years, and we're just going to kind of sleep late in the morning and do what we damn please.
Mr. Henry was given a party by the judges and court reporters recently, and they presented him with a cake, appropriately inscribed in shorthand. Neither one of us could read it, but the cake was good as Lee Henry's past and future appears to him. Jim Green, Channel 8 News on the Move, Fort Worth.
These people are just misinformed and don't understand the design concept of the Trinity. I'll just repeat, it's not a concrete-lined channel. It's a well-designed earthen channel that can withstand the forces of nature and do a better job than the river can do today. If you leave the river alone like it is now, the river is continually changing its course. Thousands of trees are being felled as the river cuts new channels across oxbows, and tremendous loss of wildlife takes place, and of course much valuable farm and ranch land is destroyed by the ever-increasing floodwaters below Dallas.
Don, I know that all of us have a deep sympathy for you and your problem, and we would very much like to help you. But just like other governmental entities throughout the country, we are strapped for money. I would think that this is a Chamber of Commerce function, and I would hope something that's as worthy as the Miss Texas pageant and brings as much attention to Fort Worth and to this area as the Miss Texas pageant does, that the Chamber of Commerce would get behind it and raise the money that's necessary to keep it going.
15 closed-circuit TV cameras scan the aisles, and upstairs, security agents keep a constant monitor on all parts of the store.
The 1973 pageant. We're committed to them to hold this pageant. And
The Tarrant County may try to get somebody in Washington to help keep all the federal funds seeking straightened out. What's the situation now?
I think
In the alcohol tax farms unit, the federal government, and the Metro Squad, you think maybe heroin, and have it analyzed. Kind of jacket, you see the bandages on the back.
There in apartment 3.
Sleep. Was anyone else in there?
Not in that apartment.
Was anyone else in the entire complex?
Probably Mr. Lodge was downstairs.
He was downstairs?
In apartment 1.
Apartment 1. Was any? You were overcome by smoke insulation?
Nearly. I just got out of it in time on the apartment and knocked on the door.
Every time he makes a bond on a piece of
I would, in other words, it's obviously basically a legislative matter. What I'm suggesting is that regardless of how the Rodriguez case goes, there are legal questions that must be dealt with and must be solved if we're to have an effective answer. I'm sure many alternatives are going to be suggested. They'll all have legal problems connected with them and legal difficulties. I want my staff to be sensitive to this, with a total cooperation on our part. Whereby, when the cases come over from the Air Board and the Water Board, that we will immediately... I understood that was their first... Well, I think the time has passed, really, as far as I'm concerned, for economic issues, hurting the Gulf Coast. Some change that would be necessary in the area of the right. Going to get good cooperation. I think we're going to be effective. Excuse me.
Yes, sir. Could you tell me what is the purpose of this display?
I'm asking for people that, if they want to donate, of course, that's fine. Rest assured, it's very important, is the lead.
What if somebody tries to buy you off?
Like I say, I can't be bought. I can be rented, but I cannot be bought.
What's your fee?
Whatever prompted you to get as deeply involved as you are with the bail bond reform situation anyway?
Well, I think that the situation in Texas is sort of ridiculous when a manicurist who cuts your fingernails has to go to school and be licensed by the state of Texas. But a bail bondsman who controls the liberty and life of hundreds of accused criminals has no regulation whatsoever and is not licensed or controlled.
What kind of specific proposals do you make for ways people can be bonded out if this plan goes into effect in Texas?
In Texas, the bondsman controls the bail bond situation, not the courts. My proposals generally are to put the courts in control of the bail bond situation.
How could I have known of Brazil, from the dazzling excitement of the carnival in Rio to the majesty of the capital at Brasilia, carved out of the wilderness? And Paraguay, where you can explore the primitive beauty of the Chaco jungle and see a palace that looks like the Louvre. And Uruguay, with the magnificent gardens of Prado and colonies of Swiss settlers and Spanish gauchos, and the broad boulevards of Montevideo. In Chile, from the opulent hotels and stately museums of Santiago to the rustic ski lodges of Portillo. And Argentina, with the world's largest opera house in the magnificent city of Buenos Aires, with Antarctic glaciers and tropical rainforests and everything in between. These are the new worlds that I have discovered. These are the Americas.
You see, by not voting, people don't like to go to the polls. You see, it's a lot of hassle to go to the polls. 300 and something thousand voters in the city of Dallas, knowing that on April the 1st they won't have to go to the polls to vote for me. They just stay home and relax, and that way we know automatically how many people voted for me. Now, to vote against me, vote for me in the regular city election and write me in for mayor or tyrant or whatever you want to write me in for, Frito Bandito, if you like.